Hey everybody, this is Deke right here. This is Max, my little Jack Russell terrorist, and my name is Ravi, and we are making a documentary for you guys. It is called A Good Death, and it's not down, it's not depressing, it's not horrible. Although there probably will be some horrible moments, honestly. But funny, that sort of thing. I know people have the attention span of gnats, so let me tell you why we're calling it A Good Death and what's the idea behind that real quick, and then I'll tell you what the documentary entails. We're calling it A Good Death because I found out the last couple months that Deke here, look at your camera, Deke, look at the camera, look, oh, look how cute. Um, he is 16 going on 17. That's a song from like West Side Story or something, isn't it? Anyway, found out that he has mouth and throat cancer, and then he's got associated skin cancers and things like that. So yeah, but he's a tough little bugger. He's going to be around for a little while, I think. Right after that, I found out that Max, my little guy here, he's got rectal cancer, and he's 8 years old, which is really old for the breed. I might. This is actually killing me underneath the lights. This is not affectation. It's Portland. It's been raining and freezing, and that's part of why we need to get the hell out of here. I myself have a dual genetic disorder and associated syndromes. I could list like out the wazoo, but basically, I'm going to explain more in the videos. They're autoimmune related. They're kind of like lupus. Um, they attack pretty much everything in my body that doesn't need attacking. Specifically, they go after my heart, my eyes. I go blind temporarily. Um, temporarily, like, it could be a month. Um, but my kidneys, my liver, just kind of all over the place. And then the ancillary, the second disorder that I have is called ankylosing spondylitis. And it literally means bone closing disease. So my spine is fused, my neck is fused together, my ribs are fused together, my hips are trying to fuse, but I won't let them. I'm in very, very good shape because I do yoga, and I haven't listened to doctors too awfully much. Um, so yeah, we're all croaking basically, and I just had, I played by the rules. I came and did really aggressive treatments for 8 years, and at the end of that, all I had to show for it was tuberculosis, two colonizations of aspergillus that should have killed me, like literally should have killed me. Although I've heard, your expiration date is X, and bypassed it like literally 4 times now. And then I had seven. Count 7. Yeah, my hand is all screwed up. So that's also like from the ankylosing spondylitis is screwing up my hands, and that's why I'm transitioning into documentary work instead of doing my normal art, which I'll tell you about. But 7 bouts of MRSA, multiply resistant Staph aureus, that really nasty skin crap that, like, flesh-eating bacteria that eats you alive and kills people like me, and survived them all. And I got really, really sick this winter, right? And it was right whenever I found out that these guys. And I saw a branch. You ever have those moments in your life where you can see like two distinct paths open up in front of you? And I think that we tend to take the path of least resistance. And that path was me staying put and watching these guys die, getting really depressed, and probably croaking in their bed, and just doesn't appeal to me. The reason why I'm calling it a good death is because in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, but I don't think it's restricted to Tibetan, but when a monk dies while meditating, that's kind of considered like approaching a state of nirvana, or actually just going into nirvana, and it's called a good death, and that that's what I want. but maybe the American version. So here's the idea. First and foremost, we want to entertain you. We want you to have a good time. We're not going to be like, rambling on and on and on about problems and things like that. I want these guys to travel and run around in the desert and go crazy and see things that, most people don't ever see. And for me as well. I've always wanted to travel and see all the Americana that people bypass but never stop at. I always try and get my friends to stop, and they're like, "No, who wants to see the biggest ball of twine? But we gotta like make 500 miles today." Well, no, I don't have to do that. I'm gonna stop everywhere I want, and these guys too. If they perk up, then we're pulling over, basically. Yeah, the focus is going to be. Sorry, I get really bad dry mouth. The focus. It's like a Margot Rubio move, isn't it? Let me reach for that water bottle. The focus is going to be on, like weird places and things like that. And I'm depending on you guys, to send in suggestions. And if you're weird and I'm in your neighborhood, I'd love to interview you too. I want to interview all the people who do the weird things, like build the shrine to the Space Brothers out in the flats, and welcome space people. That whole like movement that they have down in New Mexico. I'm going to Roswell. I'm gonna get the truth for you guys. If I have to get shot, it would be a very bad headline for them. Like, oh, dying man gets shot by the U.S. government, refuses last wish to see a UFO. I'll do it for you. Clinton didn't do it. Obama didn't do it. I'll find out, man. I'm telling you. We're going to hunt Bigfoot. I'm serious. Uh, we're going to do the whole chupacabra thing, although we'll probably run like hell if we see anything that approaches it, because that thing scares me. Slender Man, which actually scares the crap out of me. I'm like all about the black-eyed children and all that kind of weird stuff. Um, so that's kind of the first part of the documentary. The second part is before I got sick, I wanted to do a book called Waitresses, and I used to do a lot of photography back then before my equipment got stolen. And I wanted to go photograph these waitresses, the ones that live in a trailer behind the Last Chance gas for 400 miles, and get their story and ask them, like, are you happy? How'd you wind up here? Did you inherit this? Like, I'm just really curious as to how people get in odd places like that, and do they feel stuck? Do they have dreams, or are they happy there? Because life can like kind of drive you places, and I want the whole story. I've seen this done before, but I've seen it done with like utter disdain and like, look at the weirdos, look at the big-haired Flo and Rhoda and blah blah blah. I actually knew a waitress. Her name was Rosie Rose in San Diego, and when we were punks and goths, we used to go in there, and if she didn't recognize someone, like with us, we were regular, so she was kind and sweet, but she'd come up to their table and she'd be like, "First of all, let me tell you, I don't take any shit. Now, what do you guys want to have?" And she was like the nicest person, and she used to say, "Well, I wasn't born a rose. I mean, I was born Rose, but I married a Rose, my second husband. And so I became Rose E. Evelyn Rose." And she has been like, she's like my goddess. And so those are the people I want to interview. Not just restricted to that, but, all those people. And I think that kind of thing is disappearing. Um, oh, yeah. This is a Buddha in my lap, and I'm happy to see you. I was going to tell you the story about Gloria. One day, shortly after all this crap and everything, and I found out that part of this too is I found out that I can't take any more treatments, that I'm just shit out of luck, and it's going to run its course, and it's going to do what it's going to do. And it just was devastating, because I worked 8 years to get this one treatment, and it was just yanked out. And I swear to God, this happened on the same day that I was burning some incense and kind of meditating and trying to get to terms with it and stuff. and this wonderful lady walked up, one of my neighbors I'd never met before, and she's from the islands, and she's like, "Are you a Buddhist?" Like in a really awesome accent, and I said, "Yeah," and she goes, "Don't you move, I'll be right back." And then she came back and she brought me a golden Buddha that is absolutely beautiful. Can you see it? And he's happy. And she brought me Buddha incense and like oranges and like a whole Buddhist offering. And she's not Buddhist. She just had saved it for the right moment. And she changed everything for me that day. I can't tell you. Um, and I felt free for the first time. I mean, I'd gotten to the point in my disease several times where I'd gotten so sick that I just thought, I'm ready for death. And I'm actually not scared of death at all. But life has a funny way of hanging on to you even when you don't want to hang on to it. And I think the reason why I'm still here is because I need to do this. And so that brings me to the second part. I want to inspire you guys, and I know that that word gets thrown around a lot, and but I mean truly inspire people that like, hey, if I can do it falling apart, dragging two dogs in tow on like zero income practically, then at least get out, get off your couch, take your kids out to the park once in a while, or just go on some weird road trip. Just do something random. Just don't let life pass you by, because I'm telling you, as someone who doesn't have a whole lot of it left, that those 8 years, like that, man. And I'm trying to do the Buddhist, like, just let them go kind of thing. But I'm pissed. I'm, I'm actually really, really pissed. Um, so, anyway, here's my begging ball. So you know that I'm a proper mendicant Buddhist monk seeking funds. Where will your funds go? Well, I already got the van. I have my small income from disability that will keep me in food and gas and all the basics and stuff. So I got all the basics covered. Um, what I need is video equipment, and I need decent video equipment. I don't want to go to town or anything, but I mean, even the basic, decent video equipment is expensive. And I desperately need a Mac laptop powerful enough to act as an edit bay. As you can tell from the quality of this video, I'm borrowing my friend's Macintosh, and it's not all that powerful. It's one of the stripped down models. Sorry, Bo. Thank you for the loan, but yeah, the video quality is just not so great. And but yeah, I need the handheld and then the editing bay and everything. My dream is to like put cameras on the little pinhole cameras on the inside and pick up hitchhikers and all sorts of weirdness and all that kind of thing. But that could be a dream. Breakdown fund would be ideal. So if you guys want to just like give until it hurts, that's awesome. But I will tell you this: it's all you like dollar donors and $5 donors. I've looked at the breakdown on Kickstarter, and that's what is like 70% of success on these projects. So but if you want to mortgage your house and just like give me the proceeds, I'll take it. I'll take anything you want to get. I'm also down for like direct donations of functioning good equipment, that sort of thing. And a special note to my corporate brethren out there, specifically Sony and Apple, who I've used forever. I know you guys like to sponsor people. I'd be really good. You could donate me equipment. And I think Starbucks should give me coffee for life, because basically, yeah, wouldn't be that long. And yeah, they kind of owe it to me. I spent like way too much money at Starbucks because it's the only cafe house around my house that I can actually get to. So, um, on a personal note too, I just wanted to also add that my mom passed away a couple years ago from lupus, and she died a really bad death. And I my mom was so full of life, and I can feel her like just propelling me forward, telling me like this is the right thing to do. And I'm going to be scattering her ashes too, and plant a willow tree by a river with her ashes and some of the last of my hair before it was gone, and that sort of thing. And so, in, in in addition to entertaining you, I want to touch you, and I want to raise awareness for these diseases, because besides lupus, there's a ton of them, and the more the environment gets all messed up, the more people are having them activated, and it's a bad problem. I know this is a very long video, but I just wanted to. I don't like to edit these things. I just wanted to kind of give you the whole story. Um, and then there were 3 parts, and I always keep forgetting the third part. Motivate you, inspire you, entertain you. No, I think I covered it. Um, More than anything, though, more than money, uh, we really just need your good vibes and your your it sounds silly, but like your prayers and your thoughts and your good energy. I'm a great believer in that. And just my friends doing it now and encouraging me has buoyed me up like you would not believe. And so, um, yeah, we need that, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. Say bye, Geek. He's not as pathetic as he looks. You'll see in videos. He romps around and stuff. And this little guy, he gets around really good in spite of his butt being sore. So um, we're going to have a lot of fun. And we hope to take you along with us. Give us your suggestions. There'll be all sorts of links to like Facebook and all that kind of stuff. And yes, I'm going to do Twitter, even though I don't want to, but I'm going to give you guys live updates and stuff like that. So check my YouTube page, A Good Death, and there will be updates on there. And please and thank you and begging bowl, and I think that's about it. Hope to see you soon. See, I can't even figure out how to do this stupid stop on this thing. I really need professional equipment. Bye, guys.